You have thousands of people just in makeshift camps, and no way to protect from this virus that's like ravaging everyone. And you also have a lot of children, like teenagers, that have traveled by themselves. Their parents have made the decision that it's safer for them to make this trek without their adults, because the life that is back here is just, it's so bad that this is the better option.
Well, we'd heard in the news that San Diego was going to be receiving, we didn't know how many, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 migrant children. We heard that the convention center was going to be the location for temporarily housing and taking care of them. What we didn't know was that on March 24th, we would be tapped to provide all the spiritual care, to oversee all the spiritual care of these youths. We knew we needed to get all of our ecumenical partners, interfaith partners, sort of on board. And I remember just walking into the center and being overwhelmed by the massive undertaking. Like, it all made sense all of a sudden why this was such a massive undertaking. I mean, it's like hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of beds in rows, these little cots divided up into pods, just taking over our convention center. It was like an ocean, a sea of beds and children. I mean, and I say children because while a lot of the migrant kids were teenagers, the older sisters would look maybe 8, 9, or 10. They had siblings following after them who were very young. I mean, they looked 3, 4, 5 years old, looking to, a 9-year-old big sister to kind of, navigate this daunting situation.
It's always strange for me to walk into a space with young girls that looked like me when I was their age, and to feel a sense of a history that maybe could have been mine if my parents had made different decisions, and feeling the weight of the responsibility of the life that I have been given. I think when it became clear that there were just thousands of youth, that made people feel like we have to do something.
While they looked afraid, while they looked very shy, we noticed that as we would pray, as we would sing, as we said words that they knew, their faces were changing. You'd see that little smile. You'd see that sort of serenity start to come over them as they would, all say the Lord's Prayer together, or, sing a song they all knew in Spanish. We understood that these youths were coming from backgrounds that were incredibly traumatizing. It needed to be trauma-informed care. We knew that these youths were isolated, afraid, and for them, a lot of them, it was their faith that was going to carry them, and to be a reminder then that God was with them, to be a reminder that God loved them, and that the church welcomed them in Christ's name. But I think what really hit me was the fact that we were told the reason we were doing this is because it was the children themselves who said of their top 3 needs, number 2 was spiritual care. To see the youth there who were just so grateful for our presence.
The girls would just swarm, and they would just say, I need prayer for this, and I need prayer for that, and they were just crying. And I think just having the presence of someone who they knew was representing God just provided them with a lot of comfort and peace with so much uncertainty surrounding them.
Their needs were being met really well. They had mental health counselors there going 24/7 to meet needs. They had doctors and nurses who were coming in. Most of these were all volunteers coming in to meet their needs that way. What I saw was hundreds and hundreds of volunteers who cared deeply to meet the needs of these kids. And that for me was really moving. And I was really proud of our diocese and of all of our faith partners because I really felt like, we stepped up when we needed to. And that's why we're here. This is a part of why we're here as followers of Jesus. This is part of the call. And when the call came, so many people said, I'll go. Send me.